Good morning, good morning, good morning, loves. Is it good afternoon? Yeah, it's afternoon. No, it's morning. It's still morning. How's everybody feeling this morning? How's everybody doing today? Well, loves, I've been working on myself. Y'all know, I've been needing some time out. I had to take me a time out. Sometimes you gotta do that. Been doing me a little me time. Spending some time with self. I do that a lot. I do that a lot. But anyway, loves, I just came on here just to speak to you all. Everything is good. Everything is good. Just been working, a work in progress. That's it. And I just been reflecting, not so much of looking back on my past, but just making closure to a lot of back stuff. I had to get closure with a lot of stuff that I ain't gonna say I've been holding on to because I haven't, but sometimes you be holding on to stuff and you don't even realize that you're still holding on to stuff. And I'm so glad that I took the time out to just work on that inner child. That inner child is something else. I mean, it's serious. And when you seek that inner child closure, and I'm not speaking on past, I'm speaking on your inner child. Things that happened to you in your childhood, things that you felt like you had let go of and close the chapter on. Sometimes you have to look back on that inner child. And a lot of times people hold on to that child, like what happened to them as a child, as if, okay, it's closure on that. I got closure within self. But no, that's not the case a lot of times. I had to sit back and go back and heal that inner child. When I say heal that inner child, you have to go all the way back and think on everything that you went through as in a child state. Meaning, well, as you, the person that you is today, that person. And when I say reflecting, I mean going back and reflecting on that past as if you're an individual looking on that inner child, that child like person that you used to be, that childlike person that you didn't get no closure with, that childlike person with you owe an apology to, that childlike person which you might even want to hug that child, that inner child. And when you can do that, when you can all go all the way back and pull all of that inner child out, everything that you endeared in that childlike mentality. And you can close the chapter. And when I say close the chapter, I mean fully close that chapter. Get closure within yourself. Well, how do you do that? Well, you have to go back and you have to reflect when you was a child, when this situation occurred, when you was abandoned, when you was abused, when you was felt like nobody else cared about you, or nobody else was around you, or nobody else was there to comfort you. You had to go back and pull on that inner child and give that inner child closure. A lot of people don't know how to do that. But God, when you do that for yourself, oh man, when I tell you, you gonna have tears that you didn't even realize that you still had. I found myself reflecting on that past and going back just to sit with that inner child. People might say, "Well, that sounds crazy." It's not. You have to get closure with what happened to you as a child, as that innocent person. Even saying you forgive yourself, you forgive what happened. It's not all about forgiving a person. You have to forgive self and being able to just hug that inner child. And when I say hug that inner child, I mean actually focus on hugging that inner child. That inner child that wasn't loved completely, that didn't get the affection that they probably should have. And in some aspect, the person probably thought they was nurturing you correctly, but you didn't feel like you was being loved completely affectionate. So when I say go back and look at that inner child, you have to go back and pull that inner child out. You have to go back and pull out what happened, review it, so you can close that chapter. So when you walk into the new year, you're going to walk into the new year completely whole. Close those chapters. And although you might find it hard, it might look weird to you. It's just like going to a psychologist and laying on a sofa. And that psychologist saying, I want you to go back. And they pop their finger. That's what you need to do for self. You need to get in a quiet place. And you need to just sit. If you have to get you some type of music soothes anybody's soul. If you just have to listen to the sounds of the ocean or the raindrops, but you need to go back and you need to look at that inner child. Pull out that inner child. You know, the thing is, a lot of people find themselves in different situations. And the reason we find ourselves in different situations, I'm not just speaking on people in general, I'm speaking on myself when I say this. I speak on everybody. It's because we didn't heal that inner child. We didn't want to look at that inner child. We might say, yeah, I put closure on there. I forgave, this, that, and the other. But you have to really go back and pull that inner child out. You had to go back and look at that inner child and say, I apologize. I apologize to that inner child. That inner child being you. You as an adult, you viewing that inner child as a childlike state, the person that you used to be. You need to put closure on that situation. When I tell you, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel like a weight has been lifted off of you. Oh my God. It hits different. Because although I felt like I put closure on a lot of stuff, when I went back and I went back and viewed that inner child and meditated on that inner child and everything that occurred, I sat with that inner child and I hugged that inner child and I forgave that inner child as well as I comfort that inner child. Even if you have to, sometimes you can pull up a meditation, inner child healing. I know how to do that meditation, so I can pretty much do it on my own. I really don't need that because some people need that, you know, just a motto or review or how to do it because a lot of people don't know how to review that inner child, and you have to. You have to review that inner child in order to get closure with self, in order to stop repeating these cycles, in order to love on yourself completely and fully. You have to heal that inner child. It will put a stop to a lot of things that's going on in this world today. I promise you. When I looked on that inner child, man, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried. But I felt like I had already closed that chapter. Mm-mm. Nah, you have to do it. You have to do it, loves. And you will feel complete. You will feel whole again. It will put a stop to a lot of this back and forth. It will put a stop to all of this. You want to be loved and you want that love and so bad to you just endure anything, you know. It's gonna put a stop to a lot of stuff. So loves, take the time out and go heal on that inner child. Go heal that inner child. So you can walk into 2024 with a different mindset, a different way of living, a different way of loving on yourself again. And you're going to feel so much of a whole person. You're going to feel so much at peace. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Finding peace within self. Hold on one second. I got to... And loves, when you can do that, I promise you, life gonna hit a little different. So take the time out and do that for yourself. Not so much of continue to renewing something that's not there anymore. Take the time out and go tackle that inner child and give that inner child some love. All right, loves, you all have a beautiful day. I'm about to get out. I got to handle some business. You all be blessed and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Be blessed.